folks, I'm Vasel here. Welcome to my best of publishers lists. I am talking about my favorite 10 games. Today we're going to take a look at one of the biggest publishers in the world of toys, and that is Mattel. But Mattel has made games too. Now, Mattel is not quite as well known as their former competitor, Parker Brothers, although Parker Brothers and Milton Bradley both got bought by Hasbro, but Mattel is a different company. And interestingly enough, Mattel has kind of two different branches, and they have the US branch and they have other branches. Their European branch often produces better games than the American branch. But Mattel has done some great games of the year. They've also done some games that have not been that fantastic. But you can go back a long time and find some amazing games from Mattel. Although I would not pick my 10 games here, would not be in my top 100 probably, but come on, these are games that we played as a kid. What are my 10 favorite? Here we go. Number 10, Kerplunk. Pulling the pickup sticks out, because that's what it was pickup sticks. It's like whoever invented it was like, I got some pickup sticks, I got some marbles. How can I make a game out of these? And that's what they did. You put a bunch of pickup sticks through the holes, had some marbles, pull them out, eventually the marbles fall through. It's not a great game by any means, but you know what? I played this a lot as a kid. I'd rather play it than Jenga, I think. It's just silly fun as you watch the marbles fall through and roll into your category, which is not so much cool. But that is Kerplunk. Number 9, Rebound. This is another game I played a lot. This is another very old game in which you have a plastic piece with a metal marble in it, and you're racing it down, bouncing it off 2 rubber bands and coming back and trying to make it not go all the way off the end. It's kind of like shuffleboard with a rubber band, but it works really well. You pick up, let's play Rebound. It's kind of like playing shuffleboard, and you're hitting the rubber bands just hard enough to go in there, but not to go all the way and get 0 points and also knock other people's. A lot of fun. Rebound. Number 8 is Uno Hearts. Not Uno. Uno's in it. Bleh, I don't like Uno. But Uno Hearts is kind of a small bit of Uno involved, but mostly Hearts. And Hearts is a game that I've always enjoyed as you play cards and try to collect tricks and things. And I thought the Uno Hearts was a cool combination of the two of them. Number 7 is Scrutinize. Scrutinize is a game in which you are looking at a picture and there's all sorts of things in that picture, and you then write down what you see. But if you write down the same letter as someone else, if you write down the same word as somebody else, they both get crossed off. So I like the concept. The pictures are weird and funky, and they've actually remade this. Actually, I think Simon just made this last year, a version of this. But I had a lot of fun playing this as a kid. Scrutinize. I feel like I keep saying I had a lot of fun playing these as kids. But number 6 is not that way. Number 6 is Voltage. Voltage is a game that came out, I don't know, I want to say about 10 years ago or so. And Mattel started making some Euro games. And this one, I think, was the better of the two. Voltage is like a 2-player game where you're trying, you're going back and forth. Think things like Lost City and Balloon Cups. This has the same kind of vibe to it. I don't think it's as good as the Cosmos 2-player line, but it was interesting, fast, unique, had bright colors. Certainly one that if you ever come across it like somewhere, I would check it out. That's Voltage. Number 5 is Battling Tops. Come on, Battling Tops. It's a silly game where you pull the strings and you watch the tops, and 4 tops enter, 1 top leaves. Silly fun. Beyblades, or with the different things now, the tops are much more modern. But, I mean, is this somewhat, maybe I like this one a little bit more because we do the big Battling Tops tournaments at BGG-Con, possibly, but I'm putting it on my list. Number 4, Blockus, or Bloku. Everyone, whenever I talk about this, people in the comments always say, it's pronounced this way. Well, unless you're the name of the company, unless you work for the company, you probably don't know, and everyone I've heard has told me something different, so I'll just call it Blockus for now. Blockus, putting pieces on the board, Tetris style, where they can only touch by corners, and once you can't put a piece out, you're done, and you're trying to put out as many pieces as you possibly can. Gemblo probably did it better with the hexagons and going up to 6 players, but Gemblo is still Blockus is still a great game. Number 3 is Compatibility. This is a party game. If you check out Z Garcia's stuff, he tends to really like this game a lot. I like it too, though. It's a fun game, and it's at thrift stores all the time, so grab it if you see a copy. You get a deck of cards, and that card shows pictures and words and colors and all sorts of things. And then you flip over something that says, like Diabolical, and you're picking 5 cards from your deck, and your partner is too, and then you are trying to match them. Hopefully you pick the same things. And you sit there and go, how could you think that that's diabolical? It's a clown. Of course it's diabolical. Clowns are fun. And so you'll find out in this game how non-compatible you are, but it is entertaining. Number 2 is Apples to Apples. Apples to Apples was originally owned by Out of the Box Publishing. It made Out of the Box Publishing the company that it is, and Mattel bought it several years ago for what I'm assuming was a humongous pile of money, because Apples to Apples is just huge. It is still being sold everywhere. It's a simple game where you play a green apple that says sour, and then everyone plays a card from their hands, red apples. You mix them up, and one person, the judge, says, oh, you pick these people, you pick this, and I'm going to pick peanut butter and jelly sandwich is sour. How's that sour? That doesn't make any sense, but there's lots of fun in this game. It's silly. It definitely created a whole genre of games in which a judge picks something. It kind of redefined party games. There are many different fun versions of it. That's Apples to Apples. And my favorite game from Mattel is Ghost Fightin' Treasure Hunters, although there's also Ghostbusters, Seal the Void. Both of these are the same game. It's a cooperative game for kids. I think it's a fantastic one in which you are working together to get ghosts out of the mansion, and you move around and you're fighting ghosts by rolling dice, and ghosts keep popping up and you got to stop them and get these things and get out of there. Really fun game. A great cooperative game for kids. So that's Ghost Fightin' Treasure Hunters or Ghostbusters, Seal the Barrier, Protect the Barrier, whatever it's called. Those are my favorite 10 Mattel games. What do you like from Mattel? What have I missed? What game from your childhood is very nostalgic to you? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, until next time, I'm Tom Vasel, and this has been Best of Mattel.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.